Well, hello Stampers, it's Jackie Bolhuis from Stampers. And as you know, my motto is Stampin' Made Simple. And I want to show you how simple it was to make this card today. You know, everything I do is easy, and I want to make sure that you learn how easy stamping can be. So I'm going to do almost this whole card for you, and I have quite a few little tips that you're going to pick up along the way that'll help you keep stamping quick and easy. So let's get started. I just have my piece of Whisper White cardstock here. I believe it is 2 1/4 by 4, but I will have all of the measurements for in the blog post for you so that you'll be able to easily cut your cardstock. Now the stamp set we're using is lots of lavender. That is one of the freebies that you can get right now with Stampin' Up! Celebration when you make a $50 order. So we are gonna just ink up the main image of our flower here with our black. Now, because this is a photopolymer stamp, I always try to stamp these on the piercing pad because these stamps don't have any cushion like our rubber stamps do. And you need this little bit of cushion in there to get a good image, and then give it some good pressure to make sure it really transfers that ink good. So there is our image. Now, the first time I picked up the stamp, I was a little concerned it was going to be putsy, but oh my goodness, it is so easy. It's a 2-step stamp, which Stampin' Up! Has had around for a long time, but there's all these little pieces that very easily fit the image. And the fun thing about it is it's kind of a watercolor look, I guess. And these fill-in pieces are a smidgen bigger, which is the way it's designed, which also makes it easy to line up. So there's our 3 green pieces, and then we're just using pear pizzazz there. And then I've got some crushed curry, and we'll plop our bow on there. And then we have the big one for our lavender, and we're using Perfect Plum. Tell you, this is a color I have not used in a long, long time, but I thought it was perfect for the lavender. So again, it's so easy to see through this, and there's not a absolute perfect spot. You got a little wiggle room all the way around, and look at that. It is that easy to stamp those lavender pieces. Now we're gonna let that just dry for a second so we don't smudge it. But for the greeting, this set doesn't come with greetings, which I kind of like because I can pull something that I need. So I've got Thoughts and Prayers stamps up. I love that one. There's some good words in there. And I just have a piece of scrap. And we're going to stamp the Praying for You on the scrap here. Actually, I wouldn't really need this mat now that I have a rubber stamp. And then I am going to punch it out using a 1 3/8. Now, quite often when you see recipes for cards that I list, I'll give sizes of punches. Like in this case, I'll list 1 3/8 for the size, but notice how I stamped first, then punched, okay? That makes it so much easier than, especially when it's tight like that. You don't want to punch it and then try to fit that image in there. And then we're gonna just layer that with 1 step bigger, which would be our 1 1/2. So we'll punch that out. And then I have a layer. Okay, that is the pear pizzazz. We can get rid of our mat here. And my favorite adhesive that I use pretty much exclusively is the Tombow Multi-Purpose Liquid Glue. Now I know people struggle using liquid because the key is to not put on too much. Now normally I put it on this piece, but for this card I'm going to put it on my pear pizzazz just so you can see better, because you won't see the white on there, how much of this I actually put. And then I drop it. That's about it. We'll go, but notice, I don't know if you can hear that, but the tip of that, I'm all discombobulated here. Okay, that's going this way. As I was rubbing that glue on, if you could hear it, I was actually rubbing this piece right on the cardstock, like so. And that ensures that you don't get too much, because if you have it up here and you're dripping, that's what you don't want, because now when you layer that, it's going to just goosh all over. So for my Praying for You, we'll see just on that circle, very little. One reason I like this glue is it's a little bit forgiving. So as I'm lining this up, number one, I can pick it back up. It's not permanent right away, but I can kind of slide it around to get it where I want it. So there are those 2 pieces, and while we're stamping, let's just go ahead and do the inside of the card. Again, we have one of our verses from the Thoughts and Prayers stamp set. So we'll just stamp that in the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead use the same stamp. Like you see, we're not using a ton of stamps and a ton of supplies here. So we're going to go ahead and do our lavender. Oh, see, my image isn't quite as crisp because I forgot to put my pad back. So we'll do that before we do our little leaves here. So we'll grab Pear Pizzazz with that leaf. And we don't need the stem or the bow on this one. We have those leaves over there. And like I said, these don't have to be like a perfect dead on spot. So we could stamp it on there, and there's the inside. So we're ready to put our card together. Now, wasn't this quick and easy? Now I do have a, what am I call it? Perfect Plum. See, this color is just not natural to me because I don't use it. And I've already embossed it with this embossing folder. I can't remember the name of this one right offhand. I'll have it listed for you. But I simply put it on the edge like so, and then ran it through my Big Shot. So didn't want to do that right here because I'd have to move and I couldn't keep going. So we're ready to put our card together. Dimensionals. I always call these my stamp and crack. Okay, I use these on almost every single card and lots of them. Okay, this is always just about every order I do. I think I put these on here. Pop these off real easy. And if you're a true stamper, you will find these little pieces all over your house. It's amazing where they show up. So we'll stick that right there. We'll go ahead and we'll put another one underneath our Praying for You. Now I'm going to offset this a little bit. I want to make sure my dimensional is just on this side of it because I don't want it to be any higher than this label because I still want this card pretty flat so I can easily mail it without any extra postage. So there is that. Then we'll take our inside piece, and again, we're going to grab this Tombow. Okay, that doesn't take a lot. And here's where you can see, because I want to line this up in the inside, I kind of place it up here, and then I can slide it. I'm actually sliding it in and down, moving it around. Now, it looks a little crooked to me, so I still have a little bit of time to pick it up, slide it around, and get it stamped. So there is our quick and easy Praying for You card using lots of lavender. Like I said, everything I do is quick and easy. So I like my motto is Stampin' Made Simple. So I hope the little tips you picked up on here you enjoyed. Remember, this Lots of Love or Lots of Lavender stamp set is only available as a freebie during celebration through the end of March. So if you have any questions at all, make sure you let me know. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you already work with, I would love to be that person, and I'd love to send you catalogs if you need them. But again, check out my blog post. I'll have in the description of the video, I'll have a link to it. I will have all the measurements and a list of all the supplies that I used on this quick and easy card. So happy stamping, guys.